What's cracking, everybody? Benji Bruce here with Speaking Lifestyle, and we are going to get going. We're going to see who hops on. We're going to talk about your speaker website today. We're going to destroy some people's websites, talk about the good websites, the great websites, and we're going to go over the whole shebang. So I'm going to show you the difference between the top websites and pretty much everybody else. So your website needs to be not only good, it needs to be great if you want to get on stages, right? What's up, Maggie? What up, Doug? What up, everybody? Cool. So I'll wait a few more seconds for everyone to hop on, and then we'll get going with this whole website shenanigans. What up, Dean? What up, everybody? All right, so I got a few websites that we're going to go over, maybe like, a few, probably like 10 or something. We're going to go over quite a few websites, and I'm going to show you the difference. Like, you'll be able to see the difference, and you'll literally see a website like, oh, damn, all right, I see the difference between the websites, like their website and mine. Like, you'll be able to see a huge difference. What up, Alana? I think I said that right, Alana. What up, David? Dean, what up, everybody? So I'll wait a few more seconds for people to hop on real quick. Let's do this. All right, cool. All right, so let's see who's hopping on. Let's answer some questions. Wait a few more seconds. But today we're going to go over your speaker website. I mean, your speaker website is pretty much a thing that's going to sell you. Not pretty much. It is the thing that sells you. If you don't have a great website, it is almost impossible to get hired. Just because, I mean, think about it. From the perspective of a meeting planner, they're thinking, well, I'm going to pay this person 10 grand. I'm going to pay this person whatever they want to pay. I'm going to pay this person. What do I get? That's what they're asking themselves. Like, what do I get when I pay this person? So your website is a thing that demonstrates what they get. So the better you can demonstrate that, the easier it is to get hired. And so if you have a great website, instead of having to contact 5,000 events to get hired, you only got to contact a few. And so that's why you want to have a great website, because you don't want to spend a ton of time freaking contacting events. So the better your website, the easier it is. What up, Fatty? I don't know if I said that right. Fatty? All right, one of them. What's up, Alex? Cool. What up, everybody? All right, so we're going to go over some websites, destroy some websites, and I'm going to show you guys the difference between the websites. Like I'm telling you, you'll be able to see a huge difference with the websites, with the good websites, the okay websites, the great websites. You'll be able to see the difference. But when it comes to the websites, I can't stress this enough. The better your website is, the easier it is to get hired. And so that's why you want to focus on your website. In the beginning, your only focus should be the website. I mean, forget about your pipeline, forget about buying a CRM, forget about any of that stuff. You're in the beginning, it's just about how do I build a freaking great website. The better your website, the easier it is to get hired. What up, Corey? So let's just get into it. So first things first, you want to determine what type of website do you need to build. So I think of it as two different websites. So on the one hand, you have the brand type of websites. These are the websites where it's like, all right, here's the podcast, here's our programs, there's the branded type of website. Then there's the keynote type of website where you want to get hired for paid keynote gigs. Now, sometimes people tend to combine the two, and when they combine the two, it's not as good. And the reason, like you'll see in just a second, you'll see the difference between the guys who just do keynotes, their entire website set up as a keynote, and then the guys whose website set up as a brand. There is no which one's better. There's nothing that's better. It's just a matter of what exactly are you trying to accomplish. If you're trying to build a brand, then you build this branded website. If you're trying to just get keynotes right now, build the keynote website. Of course, you can have two different websites, and that's actually what I do. So I have the branded website. Like if you guys go to benjibruce.com, that's the main branded website. Then I have other websites for the speaking. And when I pitch people for the speaking, I send them to this website. So I don't send them to benjibruce.com. I send them to this website. And so that's what you want to do if you essentially want to do both in the long term. What up, Dan? Oh, and by the way, so for all the Speak Pro Academy members, because you guys can post inside the group, I'm not going to go over your websites today because we can do that anytime inside the group. So we're going to go over everyone's websites who's not in the Speak Pro Academy today, except for one person who is in the Speak Pro Academy, because I want to show you guys what a great website looks like. All right, so let's just get into it. So let me show you the difference between the two different types of websites, right? So the branded websites look like Tony Robbins' website. So look at Tony Robbins' website. This is more like the brand type of website, to where he has like his events, products, all that sort of stuff. This is the brand type of website. Once again, my website, thebenjibruce.com, this is the brand type of website. This is where I'm talking about like, okay, the products, the services, that sort of thing, the brand thing. Like, hey, marketing yourself. That's what this type of website's focused on. It's more like we're building the email list, and it's like, all right, learn about Benji Bruce, the podcast, recent videos with the blog, things like that. I need to update that, by the way. But this is the brand type of website. Notice it says nothing about keynote speaking, absolutely nothing about keynotes. And so this is what you're going to do if you're going to build a brand type of website. I want to show you one of the best branded websites that I've seen, and it is Lewis Howes' website. If you guys don't know who Lewis Howes is, you should take a look at him. But this is probably one of the best branded websites that I've seen. Like the way the images, everything on there, this is just clean. Like literally, what is this site? God damn, Lewis, what the heck? Got to check mark all these things, man. I'll pimp slap you. All right, so there we go. So this is one of the best branded websites that I've seen that I really like. Because first thing that you want to think about is the scroll, the scan test. This is what I call a scan test. The scan test is basically when, like, I'm not really reading anything. I go to the website and I just scroll down. And I'm not reading anything. I'm not reading his about thing, nothing. I'm just scrolling down. And as I scroll down, I ask myself, does this look like a superstar? Pretty much. And yes, 100% it looks like a superstar. You see, oh, Ellen DeGeneres, this 100% looks like a superstar. If you didn't know who this guy was, then you would still think, oh, I bet this dude makes a lot of money. Just for the fact that he's on Ellen DeGeneres. You would think, I bet this dude makes a lot of money. He looks like a superstar. The images are crisp, they're really nice in general. So that's the first thing. And this is the branded type of website, really clean. On the other hand, there's the Keynote website. So I'll show you, here's a really good Keynote website. I don't know who this guy is, John Petz, but I always show him and then the other guy, Brad, that I'm about to show you guys. But these guys, their websites are really good for keynotes. And so when I look at this website, notice where he says funny speaker, entertaining MC, engaging. And so notice the difference between the two. Notice how he's focused on the experience of hiring him. He's like, look, it's a funny speaker. He's a funny speaker. It's very entertaining. It's very engaging. So he's focused on the experience of hiring him. On the other hand, someone like Lewis is focused on more like the products. It's more like, it's more like, all right, well, when I first went to it, it showed the Facebook Live thing right there, like watch our Facebook Live show. But notice he's focused on like building the brand, like, hey, sign up to your email. It's more like what's the specific problem that you have? That's what we're going to focus on, like books, podcasts, all that sort of stuff. So notice the difference between the two, like just the text on it. And so, like I said, neither one is better than the other. It's just a matter of what exactly are you trying to accomplish. So this is a really good Keynote website. So that the Keynote, once again, I just scanned through and I'm like, okay, this dude looks like a top-notch speaker. He looks like someone that we would give $25,000 to, right? Just scanning through, like literally just looking through here. I'm like, okay, when you scan through, you see all the logos here. Bam, looks like a top-notch guy. Same with this guy here, Brad Montgomery. I don't know who Brad is, but once again, if you look at his website, you kind of like scroll through his website. Bam, it looks pretty clean. And I'm going to talk about that in just a second. But if you were to scroll through his website and like watch his videos and everything, it's really nice. And so this is where a lot of speakers get confused with their websites. Notice a guy like Brad, he says funny motivational speaker, right? Notice a guy like John, same thing. It was like the funny and all that sort of stuff. And then he says embrace, let's go back to this one. So he's like funny, entertaining, engaging. So notice he's focusing on the experience of hiring him. If you were to read this, like once again, he's focused on the experience of hiring him as a speaker. So that's what you want to focus on in the beginning if you're going to build your Keynote website. So it starts out with the scan test. Everything is about the scan test when you're trying to build your website. You just want to think in terms of what are they paying for? So they're paying for a keynote presentation. What are they paying for? Let me demonstrate what it's going to be when they hire me. That's what you're focusing on. And that's why you have to really think about what's going on inside the head of the meeting planner, what's going on inside of the head of the person that you want to do business with. If you want keynote gigs, like paid keynote gigs, you're basically getting hired by a meeting planner. When I say meeting planner, I don't mean that's their title. That they can be the HR person, they can be a sales manager in the company or whatever. When I say meeting planner, I mean whoever hires you. That's what I mean by the meeting planner. So the meeting planner, you got to think what's going on inside of their brain. They're like, okay, we're doing a big sales meeting, and we want a really, really great speaker to do our keynote. All right. So what's going on inside of his brain? He's not thinking in terms of, I got to buy a product. He's not thinking about that. He's not thinking, oh, I got to watch someone's podcast. Oh, let me look at this person's blog and stuff. He's not thinking of any of that. He has no time for any of that stuff whatsoever. He's simply thinking, how do I find a great speaker? We got $15,000 to give a speaker. How do I find a great freaking speaker who's going to blow my audience away? That's what he's focused on. He doesn't care about your podcast, your book, your videos, your blog. He doesn't care about any of that stuff. He's just like, I want my audience to be blown away. I want my audience to die laughing. I want people to leave there saying that is one of the best events that we've had in a decade. I mean, like hands down, one of the best. I mean, that speaker was flat out amazing. That's what they want. So that's what you have to focus on if you're going to get the paid keynote gigs, right? So let's go back. Let's actually go over. Let's see. All right. So real quick, I'm going to go over why their websites are good. So first things first, look at the images, okay? So notice the images. When I go to John's website, this is the first thing that pops up. So here, notice when he says funny, entertaining, engaging, you look at these people. Look at all of them. They're smiling. They're having a good time. So obviously it matches up. I'm sure if I were to click on his demo, then it'd be a really cool demo as well. All right, so all these people, like it matches up to what he's saying here. The same goes with Brad's website. So when I go to Brad's website, notice what it says here. Afraid your audience will be bored? ? And then notice the image matches up to the text. So notice he's like, afraid your audience is going to be bored. Definitely not boring. And then you look at this, you see it's not boring. You see this dude with his hands raised. You can see that they are not bored whatsoever. And so the text matches up with the pictures on his website. He's focusing on the experience of hiring him. The same goes with John as well. He's focused on the experience of hiring him. And so that's one of the first things that you want to think about in terms of you want to think along lines of what's going on inside of the meeting planner's head. They're thinking, I don't want a freaking boring ass speaker. And then you think, how can I demonstrate that I'm not boring? That's what you're thinking about, right? So that's the very first thing that you really want to focus on. The images and the text should match. Or actually, no. Let me back that up. Let's back it up real quick. The images and the text aren't the first thing you want to focus on. The first thing you want to focus on is actually the layout of your website, okay? So the layout is, once again, that's why I said the scan test, where I just kind of scroll through and I just look to see is it good or decent or whatever. Like when I scroll through, the layout here is pretty nice. So it's like, all right, it's like kind of tilting a little bit. The videos here, the layout is really nice. Okay, and then there's here with the four things here. This layout looks really clean. All right, let me show you let's see who else the layout. All right, well, yeah, I mean this layout like it's pretty clean. Like just notice the layout. Also, I want you to understand that on mobile, it needs to look good on mobile. I don't know how this looks on mobile. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, so it looks good on mobile as well. Because remember, people are going to be viewing on their phones most of the time. So it's going to actually look like this most of the time. So when you send someone an email pitch, they're going to click on the link to your website and it's going to look like this. This is what they're going to see. And so this looks really clean on mobile as well. And so you have to pay attention to both, like the desktop and the mobile. All right. So that's the first thing, is thinking about the layout. And when it comes to mobile, by the way, notice how mobile is. So mobile is basically there's image there, image, even though it's a video, still an image. And then it's just like all one, just one row, one column. Like that's pretty much what it is on mobile. So most of this is your images. So if you focus on the images, creating really good images, then it'll look really nice on mobile. So let's see what mine looks like on mobile real quick. Okay, so like on mobile, so like once again, you got the whole thing there, the whole video there. We got that. Bam, subscribe. So it's clean cut on mobile. Okay, so you want to make sure that your website looks pretty good on the phone, because once again, that's what's going to happen. People are going to look at your website on the phone. So first things first, think about the layout of your website. All right. So that's the first thing. Let's see. Got that. The layout of the website. Images and text should match. So let's kind of go into some of the other websites real quick. So here, Andre, I don't know, Andre, if you're on or not, but here, Andre, notice like when I first come to your website, I scroll, I do the scan test, I scroll. Now, is this a person that I'm really going to hire? Okay. Like, is this a person that I'm going to pay $10,000 for, or $5,000 for? And this is kind of like, well, I don't really know. Right. Because there's nothing really here that demonstrates to me that this is going to be a great speaker at my event, because most of it is just text. And so of course there's the background image. This, when most people go here, this is a stock image that they can see. And there's nothing wrong with using a stock image as long as you know how to use that stock image. So like, let's say you at least put a picture of you there, and then here, instead of learn more, explore, you put like watch the videos. Because remember, all the meeting planners are looking for is like, you always got to think in terms of, oh, whoops, I just screwed this thing up. You guys can't see what I see, but I screwed something up. Yeah, I screwed something up here. Yeah, well, I'll deal with that later. So notice on, well, what you always want to think is, how do I demonstrate instead of say it? So if you say that you're engaging, they don't care. Anyone can say they're engaging. Anyone can put on their website, engaging, entertaining, amazing, the best freaking speaker in the world. Anyone can put that on their website. But very few people can put engaging, entertaining, and then have a picture of people engaging and entertained. So that's what you want to focus on when it comes to the website. You're always thinking about what's going on inside of the brain of the people that's hiring me. And so when I first go to your website, it doesn't pass the scan test. So first things first is you look for the layout of the website. All right. And then here, like little things like this, like the navigation here, this is really hard to read because you put this like an orange shadow to it. So it's really hard to read here. And then this text here, I can't read this at all. Below the inspire, encourage, and grow, I can't read this like at all. Literally, I gotta like zoom in, like, all right, what is that? Encourage to always do your best. All right, so yeah, so it's like here is where you put the shadow. But the first things first is I focus on the layout. When it comes to the layout, what you guys can do, you can go to a website like ThemeForest, and you can simply just go to the WordPress section here, and then you can just look at all of these websites, and these are websites that were designed by professional designers, and then you just look at the layouts of these. So let's preview this one. Let's see, what does this look like? Let's wait for this thing to load here. So first things first, you got to get the great layouts to begin with. If you don't have a great layout, then nothing else matters. You simply cannot fix your website without a great layout. It's kind of like, dang, those things take forever to load. So you want to think of your layout as the car, like a car that you have. So imagine you have a car that was built in 1980, all right? No matter what fixes you make to that car, it won't look good. You can have a paint job, you can replace a steering wheel, replace the tires, you can tint the windows, whatever. It simply won't look good. Like, you can do all these changes, it just won't look all that good. On the other hand, if you say, you know what, instead of using this old layout, this old car, let me just buy a new layout, a new car, let me buy a freaking Lamborghini, a Bugatti, a Mercedes, whatever. Then all of a sudden it's instant. Your website just instantly looks good. Your car instantly looks good. You don't have to do anything to it. And so that's essentially how you want to think of the layouts to your website. So like this one, like notice the layout. This wouldn't be good for a speaker, but notice the layout of this. So like notice it's very clean. This would be good for like a gym, I guess. So that would be good for a gym. But the way what you guys can do in terms of the actual layouts is go to a website like this, or what I recommend is Divi. I'm a huge fan of Divi. So if you guys get the Divi theme, then I love everything about Divi. But first things first is you want to get that layout going for you. If you don't have the layout, like I said, nothing else matters. All right, so let's see what this layout. Now notice, like when I say images, look at how clean this is. Like the way it says explore the world, that is clean. The way the explore is like behind the, what is that, a mountain or just the trees or whatever. This is clean. I don't even have to scroll. I'm just like, dang, that's a nice website. Like I didn't even scroll yet and I'm like, dang, this is cool. The image itself makes it look cool. So as I scroll, like notice like if you had a picture here and then about me was here and then you talked about you, and then here, imagine you had a video here, you scroll down, like this is a clean cut, insanely great layout right here. And so like everything, like even so latest from Instagram, the way that the text is, whatever font this is, that's a clean font. But notice the layout of this. Imagine here you had like testimonial videos or just videos of you on a stage. This looks good. It looks clean. The way this image here, this image is here with this video part here, and then here you could have the thumbnails for video testimonials or something. So this is clean. This is what I'm talking about when it comes to the layout. All right. So first things first is the layout. Once you have the layout, you're simply going to replace all the stuff with your stuff. So instead of having this image, you'll put your image right there. All right. So it'll be a really cool image. Well, you want to create a really cool image. You'll put your image there. You'll put your picture here, your text there, your video here, your image behind there. This would be your demo video or whatever. These would be some other videos here. Some more videos here if you want, and all that. So that's all you're really doing when it comes to the layout. This is what I mean by like having a car. When you have a great car, aka a great layout. Wait, hold on. This thing froze on me, so I can't actually. I hope I haven't been talking to myself all this whole time. I'm gonna wait a few seconds. Let's see. All right, cool. Let's see to do. Yeah, this thing froze on me, so let's see. I don't want to keep going if no one can see. All right, to do. Okay, so it just froze on my iPad. If you guys can still see, say something. I just want to make sure that you guys are following along. I don't want to go on and all of a sudden the thing froze. So I'll wait a few seconds. All right, so let's see. Yeah, it froze on my iPad here. There we go. That popped up. Can you guys hear me, see me? Can you see the screen? Let me know. Otherwise, I'm just going to sit here. All right. So cool. So you can see me, hear me. All right. The whole time. All right. Cool. So we are good to go. Let me go back to what I was talking about then. All right, so there we go. So like I said, the layout is first things first. So that's the first thing that we do, then the images. So let's go on to Ray. So like when I go to Ray's website here, this image is really cool. I mean, like this is a clean image. Normally I say you want to have an image of like a crowd or something, but this is a really cool and clean cut image. All right, and so just this in general. I don't know if it was a professional photographer who took this, edited the whole thing. This is a clean cut image right there. But then the rest, I'm like, oh man, you kind of messed up the rest of the website, right? So like here, it's kind of like, oh, you just see a guy, aka you, and then there's just a black background. So it doesn't look as clean as that thing that I showed you on ThemeForce, right? So you want to focus on the image. Once you have the layout, that's pretty good. Now you focus on the images and stuff. So here, you definitely need a different thumbnail for your video here. All right, and then that's a clean cut image, so that's cool. And then here, like I'd probably change the background so it wouldn't just be black, it'd be something more interesting. And then here you got Meet Ray, so that's cool. I'd probably have a button somewhere here to where it says like more about Ray. When I go to your website though, so like the home page goes straight to your about page, and when I click on your home page, then it kind of goes to, I don't know, what is this, a blog or just a random page. So I think you just need to fix this in terms of like the whatchamacallit, the navigation, the menu. So you need to set up the menu to where you're kind of switching the pages around, just change the names of the pages. Get rid of that. But the picture that you have is really clean. So the picture's clean, but everything else, you need to work on everything else. Work on the layout, work on pictures, most of your pictures. So let me show you guys, when it comes to pictures, it's not even that hard. So I'll show you this. This is something I just created earlier today. Took me like a couple minutes, right? So basically I was thinking like, let me create an image for the Facebook Live. So I want an image to put on the website that says like Facebook Live sessions, right? So I started out with this photo. So that's the photo I started out with. Then, let's see. Then I put on that photo just Facebook Live sessions. I use an app and I just put on the photo Facebook Live sessions. Then I just changed the size of it, so the size is a little bit different. After I changed the size, I put a lens flare to it. So notice the lens flare. I'm like trying to do this with one hand. So let's do this. This is like a weird setup here. All right, here we go. So notice that I got, let's scroll back. Oops, I'm scrolling the wrong way here. All right, so there we go. So I got this image. And then I put that flare to it. So notice it looks a little bit better. Then I changed the color, but then the problem is me. So now I'm looking a little bit too blue. All right. And so what I did is I changed that once again. So now I look normal in the Facebook Live sessions. Those words look pretty cool, right? So that's the power of having like a really good image. Okay. So like you'll see the difference. There's that. That's how it started. Then I changed the size. Then I added the flare. Then I changed the color of everything so it looked more blue with the Facebook Live. And then I changed me again, and the Facebook Live still looks more blue. Okay, and it'll show up better when you guys actually see the image instead of me just showing it on here. But that's what I mean by having like great images on your website. Great images on your website literally make your entire website look top notch. So that's why you want to focus on great images, okay? So that's what I would focus on with you, Ray. Then let's go here. This is what I mean by layout. I look at this, I'm like, oh, dang, I can't hire this speaker. Like even then I'm thinking, is this even a speaker, right? So let me go back. Oh, dang it, I deleted it. So basically I don't even think this person's a speaker. If I'm a meeting planner, remember from the standpoint of a meeting planner, what do? I say, all right, we need a speaker for our sales meeting. We need a keynote speaker for our sales meeting, and we want someone who's a motivational speaker. Motivational speaker, I type it into Google, and let's say somehow I find your website, right? I go here. It says absolutely nothing whatsoever about speaking. Not even speaking, like let alone motivational speaking. It says nothing about speaking. And so this is what I mean in terms of like, you got to be very clear on what it is. You got to be very clear on who you're talking to. And so if you're trying to build a brand type website, then you would start saying things like clarity and motivation, identify your strengths, overcome obstacles. This is more like the brand type of wording on your website. But as a meeting planner and I'm trying to hire a speaker, I want someone who's engaging, entertaining, just flat out has people dying, laughing, that sort of thing. So here, they come here and bam, they're instantly gone. They won't even scroll on your website. They instantly leave. Like they look at the rain dance life. They're like, what do you mean rain dance and all that? So they're instantly gone. And it's like I even told my mom this a while ago, like years ago. So my mom wanted to open up a belly dancing studio, and she wanted to call it like Desert Flowers Studio or something like that. And I said, Mom, you're opening up a belly dancing studio. Why in the world would you say Desert Flowers? People are going to think it's a freaking flower shop. You better say belly dancing studio. That's it. Imagine if you're like, you know what? I want to go. I want to go to a yoga studio, and then all of a sudden you see a name that says Dancing Bananas Studio. I mean, it could be a yoga studio, but you don't know. You're driving by, you're just like, oh, Dancing Banana Studio. Oh, interesting. Right? And it could be the best yoga studio in the world. The yoga teacher could be freaking amazing. You just don't know because they didn't say that's what it is. So that's why I told my mom, I was like, call it Belly Dancing Studio. And then she got people to show up, right? And so the same goes with speaking, to where so many speakers want to describe themselves in a cute way. They're like the speaker that changes lives, the transformation expert. People don't type that into Google. They type in motivational speaker, sales speaker, keynote speaker. That's what they type into Google. That's how you have to describe yourself on your website, right? So you need to, what you need to do is you need to change everything on your site. You need to have a new theme. You need to work on the images, work on the text. Everything about your site needs to change. All right. So that's with this site. Richie here, it doesn't surprise me that Richie has a better website than most speakers, just because I could tell Richie's been paying attention to everything I've been saying. So I mean, even like here where he says check the Richie's availability, that's one of the things that I tell you guys to do. Instead of saying like contact us, it's better to say like check the availability. So I can tell he's been paying attention. So notice his website. Who am I going to hire? So like, let's say I go through Richie's website. Am I going to hire this guy? Or am I going to hire Barbara, right? So it's like, that's what I'm saying. Like if I just kind of look through Barbara's website and I look at Richie's website, which one looks like the speaker that's going to be more engaging, entertaining, that's going to blow my audience away? Richie's the one who's going to be more engaging, entertaining, that's going to blow people away. So it doesn't surprise me he has a better website than most speakers. But here, I mean, I do little things like change the font here. I do little things like that. And I would still work on the website. I mean, work on the layout a little bit more, Richie. And then even like the images here. It's like this is an image that I noticed a lot of speakers start doing this after I start doing it. But still, I would even think in terms like how to improve the image a little bit. Maybe add like a tint to it or a flare or something like that. I would think in terms like how to improve it. So like for example, if we go to my site. Let's wait for this thing to load. So like if you go to my site, like notice the collage here. So like you see the collage in the background, how it has the purple around me, so you can see like the little purple. And when I hover over it, it wants to do the video. But notice the purple around me, like in the background, and notice how it's like faded, but still I'm the one who stands out compared to the background. And so that's kind of what I would think about Richie's. I always think about how to improve this. Like right now it's just a collage. I would think about how to improve it to match your sites. Like maybe have like how mine has the purple to it. Yours can have like it can have a red tint if you're using red or something. So let me give you guys another example of someone who has good images. Elio is inside the Speak Pro Academy, and we've been like working on his site and stuff. So like notice the images here on his testimonial videos. Like this is a really cool ass image for testimonial videos, right? So this is better than let's see, where's let's see. Let's go to my testimonial videos. So like it's better than just this. So like notice how you see it's just like the people's faces here. And I mean, it's not a big deal here just because it's a single page. But if I had, let's say just these three here, this lady, this guy, these three versus Elio's images to his thumbnails. Which one looks better, right? Elio's thumbnails look a million times better. And so that's why you want to focus on images, right? And so this is what I mean also by layout. This is one of the layouts that we give to Speak Pro Academy members, where it's like all this, it was built for you. So all you have to do is just put in your own images, but it looks pretty much like this in terms of the layout. But that's what I mean, like with the images. And so like Richie, I would try to think in terms of definitely improving your images for sure. So improve the images. And I would also think in terms of the layout as well. Like how can I improve the layout just a little bit more? So like it's not bad, but I would still think So basically, for other speakers, Richie's website would be great. I mean, for other speakers, I think Richie's website would be great. But for Richie, based on what I know about Richie and like what I've seen and all the stuff he's doing, I think Richie, you can do a million times better than how your website is. Okay. And so if I were Richie, I would just improve the website a little bit more. For other speakers, like I said, his website is pretty good. But for Richie, based on what I think Richie can do, I would improve it a lot more. All right. And so like Richie, his layout and everything. So like, once again, who are you going to hire? Like this guy or some other guys. Okay. And so let's go to this other website. This website here, when I go to this website, first thing is I see this, I think it's like a splash page is what they call it. You guys, if you're doing this on your website, take this off. No one needs to click multiple times to go to your website. When I go to your website, it should just instantly be your website. I don't need to click enter site. There should be no reason whatsoever for this, unless, let's say you have like a brand to where, or you're like in two different markets, right? So if you're in two different markets, let's say you're in the corporate market and college market, and dang, I'm trying to remember what the magician's name was. There's a magician who did it really, really well. What is his name? Dang, I remember the first name, but I can't remember the last. Man, I'm gonna remember it as soon as we're done too. But he did it really well. Basically, he had it was like his face. And then on one side, it was like colleges. On the other side, it was corporate. And then like one side was like green. The other side was like reddish, orangish type thing. And it looked really clean. Now, that's the only time that you want to have that splash page, when you really do have two separate markets. All right. But other than that, you don't want to have this splash page of enter the site. You just want them to go straight to your website. This, once again, so like if I scan the website, I just scan it. I'm like, okay, who am I going to hire? Am I going to hire this guy, or am I going to hire this guy? All right. So instantly, I'm going to delete this. I won't look at this anymore. I'll go back to his site. Okay. And so once again, it has to pass a scan test first. You focus on the layout first. All right. And then once you have the layout, then you can think about the images, the videos, and all that sort of stuff. Focus on the layout first, okay? And then once again, same thing here with Barbara. Just redo the entire website. Just get a new layout. Get Divi. I really recommend Divi. And then just focus on that. And here, like if you're going to do where it says acting classes and coaching. So once again, so here it says executive speaking coach, professional acting coaching classes, professional speaker. So who am I going to hire? Am I going to hire a speaking coach, acting coach, professional speaker, or am I going to just hire a motivational keynote speaker? So this is what I mean by you can't, when you describe yourself on your website, just say, here's exactly what I am. I'm a motivational speaker. Think about what are people typing into Google, and then bam, you put that on your website. People don't want these words of cute, inspirational, transformational, or cute transformational speaker. People don't want that. They just want to see, okay, I'm looking for a motivational speaker. Okay, bam, this guy's a motivational speaker. That's what they want to see on their on your website, right? So make sure. First things first, Barbara, you got to get a completely new layout, a completely new website. Get a new theme. Get the Divi theme. It's a really great theme. They always update it and stuff. So get a completely new thing. All right, so let me show you guys a member of the Speak Pro Academy. This guy, his website. So when you go to his website, you got to understand something. You are competing with guys like this. What I'm about to show you, you're competing with guys like this. Actually, no, you're not competing with guys like him. He doesn't even see you as competition. His site is so much better than all these other speakers. He wipes the floor with your website. You got to understand that. You are not competition to him, all right? And so if anyone goes to his website and they go to your website, they will instantly click away from your website versus his website. And here's what I'm talking about. This guy, Bob, okay? Bob Cates. When I go, look at this. This is the first thing I see when I go to his website. I haven't scrolled down nothing. Instantly, I'm like, all right, I guarantee this guy's going to be good. Standing ovations in there, pretty big audience. I guarantee this guy's going to be good. I haven't even scrolled down yet. And you just see this quick video right here. Notice comedy emotion. So it's like, okay, great. It's a funny type of presentation. And by the way, he's an entertainer, right? I don't think, maybe he speaks, I don't know, but he mostly does the entertainment, right? And then here he says best variety act won the award, okay? So instantly there's social proof. I don't even have to scroll yet. When I scroll, I instantly see, look at all the logos, right? Logos, and then bam, there's Bob right there in the middle. So it's a clean image. And then here I'm scrolling, what does it say? Successful in dream about entertaining guests. All right, here he's focused on hiring him, right? And so when you go here, the only thing that I would change are like the images, right? So I would try to think in terms of how to create cooler images like Aleo has. But still, like once again, the images here, the thumbnails, I mean, he's got all these testimonials. And by the way, let's do the scan test real quick on his website. So I just scroll through. I'm not like looking at anything. So I scroll through. I'm not really reading anything. This guy looks like he could charge $20,000, $25,000 for a presentation. I just scroll through. I'm not even watching his videos, nothing. I just scroll through, and if he told me it cost $25,000 to hire him, I would believe him. All right? So that's what I tell speakers is, if you want to get hired for any amount, you have to look like you're already charging that amount. If you want to get hired for a $10,000 gig, look like you're already charging $10,000. If you want to get hired for $20,000, look like you're already charging $20,000. When I go to Bob's website, like I said, most speakers, when they come to his website, you're not competing with Bob. Bob's not competing with you. I mean, he wipes the floor with your website. You are the mop that he wipes the floor with, right? So you're not competing with Bob when people go to your website versus his. You got to understand that. And it's like someone like the John, like John Petz. John is competing with Bob. All right. So like you look at Bob's website, and then, dang, the internet's going slow as all hell. All right, so you look at John's website. So I scroll through John's website, and then I look at Bob's website. These two guys are competing with each other. Nobody else competing with these guys, okay? So that's what I'm saying. It's like Bob's website is just insanely. It's like if he says $20,000, I believe him, because look at the images, look at the crowds, right? It's like, oh wow, bam, big crowd, cool. And so that's what I mean with the websites. Like here's another website that one of you guys sent. When I come here, this doesn't even look like a speaker website at all, right? And so here, what does it say? Names, event planners, corporate business, or a wedding. Yeah, this is just like there's like no pictures whatsoever, speaking or anything. I don't know what I'm paying for. Am I even on the homepage? Yeah. Huh. I guess. Okay, that's better. All right, so I guess when I went there, it wasn't on the homepage. But once again, this is one of the things to where it has nothing to do with speaking. So they'll come here and they'll just instantly be like, nope, let me go check out this guy named Bob, right? So that's what I mean with your websites and everything. And so, and then like Michael, same thing. So like Michael, like who am I going to hire? Am I going to hire Michael? Like if I scroll through here, or am I going to hire Bob, right? And so that's what I mean by the layouts of your websites, the images and all that. All of it really matters. So Michael, you need to focus on a new theme. You need to just buy the Divi theme and just do that with the Divi theme, with the layouts. Then you can worry about the text, and then you can worry about the videos and all that sort of stuff. You guys really want to get good with your images. The images really, really matter. So get really, really good with your images. All right. So when it comes to your guys' websites, you got to step it up, man. You really got to step it up. You guys, like I said, you're not competing with a guy like Bob. Bob doesn't see you as competition. You're fodder. You're cannon fodder to Bob. All right. And so if Bob sends someone an email saying, hey, I'd love to come present at your event, whatever, and you send someone an email with your website and it's just whatever, like I said, it's no competition. On the other hand, if Bob sends an email and the John sends an email, so let's go back again. So so here we go. So if Bob sends an email and they look at this and John sends an email, and they look at this, now they actually have to decide. They're like, all right, let's watch some videos and everything. Now they got to really think about it. But with most speakers, they don't have to think about it. They're like, this dude's not, we're not going to hire this person, right? And so you simply have to think in terms of, what am I selling? I'm selling a keynote speech. And then how do I demonstrate that they will get a great keynote speaker? Like, not just a good keynote speaker. How do I demonstrate they will get a great keynote speaker who will blow the audience away? All right. Said Divi. Okay. So let me show you. Let me show you the Divi theme. So, Elegant Themes. So if you go to elegantthemes.com and you look at this. So basically, just buy their theme, okay? I'm telling you, just buy their theme. Just don't even think twice. Just go buy it, okay? So this is the Divi theme. Let's see. The reason I recommend Divi is just because of how easy it is to work with. It's like a drag and drop type thing. Actually, so here I'll show you guys what it's like. So let's do this. So I'll show you how easy the Divi theme is. Oh, can't access my own website. All right, hold on a second. Let's see. Let's go back. I got to log back in. So the Divi theme, I just recommend it just because of how good it is. They always update their stuff. They have pre-built layouts. So let me show you. Let me show you what I mean. All right. So here's the back end of WordPress. So you install Divi. Let's say you add a new page. You're building your website, right? Here's what I mean. All right. I'm going to add a new page. Let's see. New page, speakers, whatever. All right. So I'm going to click use the Divi builder. Watch how easy this thing is. I'm going to click over here, load layout. And they already have like pre-built layouts in. So notice it says pre-made. It's like here. All these pre-made layouts. It instantly makes your website look good. So let me click on this one. Watch this. So I'm going to click view the live demo. Look at this. Watch. Let's let it load. Let it load. Let it load. All right. Bam. And so instantly, notice how clean this thing is, right? It's clean. This thing looks good. It just looks good. Bam. Instant, right? Instantly looks good. You have the headline here. Imagine you put motivational speaker here. Here you put watch the video. Here you actually have a video. Here you have whatever text right there. Here you have testimonials or whatever. And by the way, I want you to take note. I actually did use this layout. So look at this layout. It looks cool with the video here. I did use this layout on the Speak Pro Academy on the homepage. So like notice this. So notice how that curves right there. Let me go. So notice the curve. Notice here on the left side, I simply put the pricing modules right there. And then here, I simply just talked about Dave's story. And then here, like notice these things here. I'm simply showing you guys what's inside the program. And then here, notice they have these things here. So this is actually the layout that I used. And then bam, notice the video as I scroll down. Notice the video there. So notice it's like the same thing, right? And so that's what a layout does for you. And all you're simply doing is just putting the images and stuff there. So like notice as I scroll down, you see the video there, and then there's the picture on the left, text on the right. Look at this. Let's scroll back up. So notice the video there, the picture on the left, text on the right. Same thing. Oh, that thing will load. So the picture on the right, text on the left. So that's all I did. See, it's the same thing. So that's why I recommend the Divi layout, because it's instant. You click load layout and bam, instantly you have a great layout. And then you just start putting your own pictures in there. Then you just worry about having great pictures. All right. Said I was thinking about using Wix for my website. Is it easy to drag and drop? Ever heard of it? Yeah, I heard of Wix, but don't use it. Okay. The reason is because it's not just about how easy it is. It's not about drag and drop. That's pretty much how a lot of them are. It's about things like things like the layout. So I've yet to see a great Wix website. It's a fact. I haven't seen anyone's Wix website that they built themselves that's great, unless they literally hired a web designer. Like, let's say Lewis Howes, he probably hired a web designer, and then bam, it's a great website, right? That's the only time I've ever seen it. And in that case, he probably paid 10, 15 grand or whatever to hire a great web designer to customize it. On the other hand, if you just get WordPress and you get something like Divi, it's just instant. Like, literally. In fact, Maggie, the one I mentioned yesterday, like that's what she did. It's like she got the Divi theme, she just used one of our layouts, and then bam, it was like instant. She had a website up in 2 days. And so that's really what I mean in terms of like the layouts and all that sort of stuff. It just makes it instant, right? Cool. Let's take a look at Alan's website if we have time. So Alan Holt International. Let's see this. Wait. All right. So Alan, same thing. So I go to Alan's website. There's a little too much text. I would change the actual layout of the site. So you just need to get a whole new website altogether. Just get either the Divi theme or go to ThemeForce and get a different theme like that. But it's like, once again, who am I going to hire? Am I going to hire this person, or am I going to hire this person? Like, you guys need to understand, you're not competing with someone like Bob. These are the people that people want to hire. Like someone like Bob, someone like John. When I go to John's website and I go to Bob's website, these are the people that I'm going to hire. And so that's what you have to understand is, like, first things first is get the new layout. Once you have the new layout, then you work on all the other things from there. But I don't want to say like make these changes to your website, because once again, like, remember the car analogy I made earlier. Imagine you have a 1980 car. So Alan, right now you have a car that was built back in the 1980s. This is a car that's built back in the 1980s. Bob has a car that's built in what is it, 2018. Bob has a 2018 car. So instantly his looks a million times better just because of the car that he has. And so you want to think along the same lines. It looks too old. So when you buy a new theme, you basically have a new car. Your old theme is an old car. Nothing you do to it will make it look good. You can have great images, you can have videos, great text. Nothing you can do to it will make it look good. You have to first buy a new layout, a new theme, which is going to have a great layout to it. Then you start adding in the images and all that, right? So that's what you want to do. So you said, would you recommend ClickFunnels as a good plan? Hell no. Hell no, with a double H, capital HELL to it, right? Understand the difference between ClickFunnels and a website that's going to get you hired as a speaker. ClickFunnels has nothing to do with getting hired as a speaker. It is there to build an email list, to build sales funnels. That's all it's for. It's not for speakers. It's not for you to get hired as a speaker. And so this is why, like, a lot of speakers get confused with software like Aweber versus software like Yesware. So you got to understand that there's inbound software like Aweber, and there's outbound software like Yesware. This is why I'm telling you guys, you need to join the Speak Pro Academy, guys. You have no idea how far you are from where you want to be. You have absolutely no idea how far you are from where you want to be. And so when I tell speakers, join the Speak Pro Academy, because this is the stuff that we get done quick. Like I said, Maggie got her website done in 2 days. And so people have their websites, and they're old for months, years, or whatever. They're old websites. They know they need to improve their website. They don't know how to do it or what to do or anything like that. That's what we do in the Speak Pro Academy. You guys don't realize how far away you are from someone like Bob. You're literally not competing with Bob. At least Richie is close. But it's like, once again, nobody who sent me a link to their website is competing with someone like Bob. You're not competing with someone like John. All right. And so when these guys send out a link to their websites, people look at it, they're like, oh, who am I going to hire? This guy or Bob? Bam. They don't think twice, right? You have to realize how far you are from where you want to be. And the longer it takes you to get this thing done, the longer it's going to take you to make money doing speaking. And what'll happen over time, you'll have to get a job if you don't have one already. You'll have to get a job just because nobody's going to be hiring you. Like, you're going to wonder, like, why am I sending out emails or calling people and nobody's hiring me? Like, why is this not working? It's because your website is horrible. You don't have the process. You don't realize how far behind you are. And when you join like Speak Pro Academy, we get you to Bob's level. Like, that's the purpose, like getting you to Bob's level as fast as possible. Okay. So you say buy the WordPress software to access Divi. Yeah, you have to have WordPress to use Divi. So WordPress is basically WordPress is the platform. So it's just like the platform, and then Divi is like the theme within the platform. So yeah, you have to have WordPress. You don't have to buy WordPress. You install WordPress. So you buy your website, and so like let's say your hosting company is Bluehost, HostGator, GoDaddy, whatever. You have a hosting company, and then all you do is you just install WordPress on there. So you just say, if you don't know how to do it, call them up, say, hey, Bluehost, how do I install WordPress? And so they'll tell you. So you install WordPress, buy the Divi theme, and then once you buy the Divi theme, you install that, and then bam, you have a really cool, easy website. So you said, like I said, it's so cool to be able to make changes whenever you want. Yeah, the Divi theme, I mean, it's just, the changes are like instant. It's just so easy, so cool. So like once again, I'm going to go back to the ClickFunnels thing. ClickFunnels is not meant for keynote speakers. It is simply not meant for that. It is meant for building a sales funnel, to build your email list, to sell programs. That's what that is meant for. It is not meant for keynote speaking. This is what I meant yesterday when I said know-how. Remember, I said the first thing that you have to do is know-how. You have to get the knowledge before you can start doing stuff. Otherwise, you're going to be doing the wrong things. Because here's what happens. In ClickFunnels, Russell Brunson's brilliant, right? He's a brilliant marketer. And I don't say that about too many marketers, by the way. So Russell Brunson's a great marketer. He built a great system. I mean, I actually haven't used it, but still, he's a great marketer, built a great system. And when you see someone like him say, this person is in the 7 comma club, they made 7 figures, this person did 6 figures, this person, and you're seeing all this, you're like, oh, dang, I got to get ClickFunnels. But you get ClickFunnels to build your speaker website, and then you wonder why you're not getting gigs. It's because you simply bought the wrong thing for the wrong purpose. And that's it. It's not that ClickFunnels is bad. It's just that that's not its purpose, right? It's almost like imagine you say you want to be the greatest basketball player in the world, like Jordan's here and you're going to be here. Like you want to be the greatest ever, greatest basketball player ever. Then you go and you start practicing with Serena Williams in tennis. It's not that Serena Williams is bad. In fact, she's great. The problem is you're simply doing the wrong thing. And so that's what happens with ClickFunnels. You're simply using the wrong thing to do what you want. And that's why I'm telling you guys, if you're not in the Speak Pro Academy, you have to join, because little things like that, you're going to be wasting time. Imagine all the time you're going to waste when you buy ClickFunnels and all of a sudden you set it up and you go through the whole thing, sitting there contacting events, wondering why they're not hiring you. It's just because you just did the wrong thing, right? And so that's why the first thing is know-how, the information. You got to have the right information to do the right things, all right? So step up your game, guys, with the website. You got to first start with a great website. If you don't have a great website, it's simply really hard to get hired, no matter what you do. You can send out 1 million emails. Well, if you send out 1 million emails, someone's going to hire you. But no matter how many emails you send out, it's just going to be too hard to get hired. It's like I say with your clothes, right? Imagine you're going to a job interview and you're dressed like a bum. Like that's what your website is creating the impression of. You're dressed like a bum. Like your shirt is jacked up, your jeans are torn and everything. If you go to enough interviews, someone will feel sorry for you and they'll be like, oh, he has a great personality or whatever. All right, sure. Yeah, you're hired. But that's after you go to like 500 interviews. Why would you make it that hard on yourself? Just go buy a suit, go spend money on a suit, and then go to 10 interviews or however many, go to a couple interviews, and then bam, you got a job instantly. Now you can start making money. That's why you need to improve your guys' websites. All right, if you're not a member of Speak Pro Academy, make sure you join. All right, I will tell you that I'm pretty intense, by the way. when it comes to all this stuff. We are good to go on today. Tomorrow, we are going to, what are we going to talk about tomorrow? Okay, yeah, so tomorrow, 9 a.m. Pacific time, we're going to talk about the difference, basically the before and after of like 6 figures a month. That's what I'm going to talk about tomorrow. So before and after. All right, so I will see you guys tomorrow, 9 a.m. Pacific time. Take care, everybody.